Hello, everybody. As you're piling into our room here, I'm Heather Brooks. We have Eve Hill from EXP Seniors Network. We appreciate you guys all coming and joining us. We've got JoEllen Brooks. By the way, we have no this.
She's about to come
we're
on.
recording.
Yeah, I'm going to start this broadcasting on Workplace as well. So I'm going to go on mute and take care of that.
If by chance any of you guys miss any portion of this, it is being recorded and we will post it. So you'll be able to see it either in Workplace or on Facebook. We appreciate everybody coming. Again, I'm Heather Brooks. And that's Eve Hill. We're from EXP Seniors Network. We have JoEllen Brooks, no relation, but we do work with the same brokerage. JoEllen, if you follow her, she's got thousands of people on social media that follow her, and she does a lot of stuff with Nextdoor and a lot of social media with the senior sector. That's her niche. And so she's here to teach us what she does with Nextdoor and how she's getting the attention of senior homeowners in her area up in Northern California. She's just working out some little details on her end, so she's off camera. We're going to give her another minute or so. If you can, drop in the chat box. I'd love to know where everybody's from. So go ahead and drop that down in the chat box. And once JoEllen's ready, she's going to pop on her camera. I'd love to see where everybody's from. Fresno, yes, that's where JoEllen's from. Oklahoma. So we're across the nation. And the best part of what I love about seeing where everybody's from, Arizona, Daytona, Seattle. So I am bi-coastal. I'm California and Florida. And we're from all over. But the best part is that when we do these educational series for all of us, we tend to pick things that are nationwide and are in all of our areas, which is what's great. So every one of us has Nextdoor and everyone has access to it, which makes it even better. So we can all create our own niche in our own area through Nextdoor. So hopefully JoEllen will be getting on here momentarily. JoEllen, can you hear us? Did you see her? Have you talked to her?
JoEllen.
Hi, yes, I can. Hi, I'm just having some technical difficulty with my presentation. My assistant was making some edits today, and now it just seems to have disappeared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to write her right now. These are the things that happen when you least expect it. And your real job is real estate all day. So we're gonna, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not even gonna stall anymore. I'm not even gonna, you know what I mean, try to look for it, because I can give you I'm gonna pull up my Nextdoor account and I'm just gonna talk from there, because that's where all the good stuff is.
Love to see it. So we're going to ask everybody to keep themselves on mute so she can talk. The last 15 or so minutes, we're going to let you guys ask questions. So if there's anything that you do want to know about or that you want to know further about, either drop them in the chat box while she's making the presentation and we'll try to pop in and talk to her, or you'll be able to open up your mic and ask her yourself. JoEllen, the screen is yours.
Okay, let's go. Let's see. Where are you? Okay. We have the Nextdoor. Can you guys see me okay? I didn't lose you, did I?
No.
Oh my God. Sorry, guys. Okay. I'm just going to look to share. I'm going to go to my profile right here on Nextdoor. If you guys have if you have a phone, you might want to download the Nextdoor app on your phone. If you're not already a member, it's free. You just want to have a personal account. You don't have to actually pay for this. So basically, my name's JoEllen Brooks. I'm with EXP out here in California, in Northern California, kind of close to the Tahoe area, El Dorado Hills. And I moved to this area about a year and a half ago. And when I moved to my new town, I said, you know what I'm going to do is I am going to use the Nextdoor app, and I'm going to be Nextdoor famous. I am going to be the neighborhood realtor. They're going to see me everywhere. And fast forward a year from today, I've already made this last year 2.4 million in sales. I'm nurturing 6 other sellers, and the cost of that for that marketing was nothing. So except for just doing the daily things that I do, and I incorporate Nextdoor. Now, the app is completely free. And like I said, you can just go ahead and click personal. And what we'll do is we will go through my account so I can kind of show you what it looks like. So this is my profile. Can everybody see it okay?
Yes, we're able to see everything.
So this picture is my picture that's on my business cards. It's on my for sale signs. It's on my open house signs. I just keep that picture on everything. Says I'm a sports mom, local realtor. I'm highlighting that I live here in this area. And then I also highlight that I'm a Rotarian and a digital marketer. These are little awards that I've won from Nextdoor based on the things that I'm doing. And the one thing that I can share with Nextdoor is that you basically want to go in as a community market leader. You know, let's say you want to do like a pajama drive or a food drive or a casa or a fundraiser for children. And what you can do is you can get your neighbors involved, and you say, hi neighbors, I'm gonna do raise food for the food bank this week. There's going to be a can right in front of my house. If you would please help contribute, please stop on by. Another fundraiser I did was for pajamas. And I say, hi neighbors, I'm collecting pajamas for the local El Dorado County children. Is anybody interested in, help supporting this cause? And then people would message me and I would get their addresses and get straight face-to-face to their door. And so I started with my first ice cream event at the local park, invited the neighborhood. Then from that, so let me back up a little bit. Last year, I held 10 events. And all of the events were tied to a charity. So food bank, Alzheimer's, foster children. And so every time I had an event, I got those neighbors involved with donating. And it wasn't necessarily monetary money. It was just like a present for a child or pajamas or whatever they had in their house that we needed. So that's what happened. And I'm going to scroll all the way back to when I first started here, because this took me about a year, but I feel that if somebody knows how, I'm creating this, I'm going to make a book, I'm going to pave the way and show you every step. I think you could do it faster. And the words you want to use are very passive. So I'm going to show you my passive messaging where I don't necessarily have to say I'm selling this client's house, but that I'm bringing pizza to my sweet sellers. Because Nextdoor will, they will not let some of your stuff get through if you look like you're selling, right? Or trying to get business. But if you come from a community market leader and then you incorporate the things that you're doing daily in the community, they go, oh, that's JoEllen, she's the realtor. So I'll go down. And if everybody would like, you can follow me on Nextdoor too, so that you can look at it and get an idea. And what you would do is just type my name, JoEllen Brooks. And I'm in Cameron Park, California. Let's go back to some of the content. So also this is stuff that I would post in my Instagram. And
so it's kind of like Facebook, but for your neighborhood is what it looks like to me, right?
Yeah, right. Oh, there you are. And then so everyone's going to want to connect real quick. So let me connect everybody, because this will be really helpful for you guys to kind of go through it. Yeah, because, people are worried that they, just Nextdoor can not let your stuff get through. I hope the Wi-Fi doesn't act up in here. So let's go. It might take a couple seconds. So I post in there that I'm a Rotarian. I post the work that I do with the Rotary. You know, I post, this was me and my mentee. We were out door knocking, and it says, okay, stop there. What are you doing? Come on. I think I'm going too fast for my computer. It says, now anyone could do this, right? It just says, hi neighbors, Shelly and I are out door knocking today. Come on. Oh, it's trying to connect with everybody. I'm so sorry, guys. So let's see, what is it doing?
I love that technical difficulties.
I know.
So she's waiting to get it done. I love some of those things that you're talking about, and getting involved in your community, because I always say, in order to touch that older adult homeowner, being involved in your community and knowing what's going on in your community, and conveying those things without the selling part of it, is what makes you an expert in that area. And I love where you were talking about your sellers and bringing them pizza. You're engaging with those older adult homeowners, and that's what they want. That's what they burn
specifically,
for.
I do have a senior niche. What I have found along the way. So in February of this last year, I put a post on here and it said, has anybody heard of a rumor of someone wanting to sell the home, but yet it's not currently on market? And I ended up getting 8 expired listings calling me. They called me and I got to their house, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm going somewhere with this. And then I got another message, and it was number 9. It was, I want to sell my house. She was 75 years old. Her husband had passed away like a couple of years prior, and she needed help. She didn't know any about she needed help with downsizing. She needed help with movers. And so I had already, had a team vetted and ready to go. And so I took the opportunity to say, okay, well, and this is one of her things. I'm going to pull it up because this was an amazing comment that she wrote after we listed her house. And this recommendation got me 4 listings this year, right after this one. And I took my pop-up over to her house. I brought out my tables, and then we started going through all of her things together, of the things that she didn't want to take with her. And so I said, well, we can let it go, we can sell it, or we can donate it. And then basically I use Nextdoor as my glorified, marketing tool to bring people to the house and start buying everything. And this was a really nice message that she wrote.
So did you do help her with a garage sale?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
And now that has led to my now new lead magnet that I'm going to show you, my most recent video that I posted today. And then I have now all this content that makes me an expert in this field, because I can show it what I've already done. So
this tent that you bring, does it have your name on it, or do you have
I'm going to show you that.
Great. We love to see, because that type of marketing material are things that a lot of the people here want to know about and what to do. We're looking for ideas. We want to know what's out there, what's working for some real estate agents and some people in this business. Doesn't have to necessarily be real estate. We all want to broaden our marketing skills. But one thing I don't do, and I'd love to hear in the chat box if anybody else who actually uses Nextdoor to market, because I don't, and now I'm going to after now. I just got an account. How's that?
Oh my gosh. Oh.
So now I'm like, my brain is just spinning. But I'd love to see in the chat box how many people on this Zoom actually have an account and use it to their advantage, like JoEllen is. I'd love to see if there's anybody.
And to be in a new market and to have almost 12 listings closed this year, and predominantly most of them are all seniors that are transitioning. Now I do have a non-medical home care background. I was a sales director for non-medical home care for many years. I also sold a senior technology that detected falls. They were a motion sensor that was placed in a house. So I know the pinpoints that seniors and the adult children have when it comes to helping an aging loved one transition. So I kind of just used all of those things that I know in my messaging, and then also go, okay, this market is a tough market, but my clients are seniors who need to sell because either the home's too big for them, or, you know, whatever that may be. We know what it is, why they need to sell. But do they know where to go? And then do they really have time to sit on the phone and call 3 movers? Do they have time to sit on the phone and call a downsizing company? Are these people going to take advantage of them? So I have built it to where I can bring in a senior mover, you know, 3 of them, then they can interview them. As well as someone wants in, I think did you get that? Eve?
Yes, I got him in.
Okay. So just having your team of people in place, even a placement person, if you need to, you know, you have your placement person. And it's funny because they need to really start looking at us, because we're the ones that are actually starting this conversation and helping them move. Right. So we make the phone calls for them so they don't have to call any resources. We are the one-stop shop. You know, and then we go to them. If we want to farm, we farm. How long have they been in their home? Are there 2 stories? You know, the accessibility. Do they know about the new senior 55 and older active community that's being built? Should we make a tour out of it, get them in our car and take them over there? I've done that too. And I use Nextdoor. So I'm bringing a solution to a problem of them wanting to move, but just not knowing how, when, or where. And I'm using this Nextdoor because this is the way that you're going to get you're going to get noticed easier, because so this is the nice review that I got from my first Nextdoor seller. 106 likes, hearts, 52 comments. That got me into 4 listing appointments, and I closed 2 out of those other 4, and I'm nurturing a couple other right now.
That's awesome. You know, there's a question here. This woman looks like an older adult, and I know my mother uses Nextdoor, but can we talk about the demographics that you see on Nextdoor? Are a lot of seniors using it?
Yeah, a lot of seniors are using it, but also, you know, new families. It's all ages, actually, I would say. But I think that the seniors are here, and it's a little bit more easier to get recognized than on Facebook. And then if you guys are using something, do you guys use UpNest by any chance? Realtor.com, UpNest?
Mm-mm.
Well, it's a free tool to get leads, to get real estate leads, and it's free. It's from Realtor.com. So when I get a lead from UpNest, I then because it's usually local to where you live, I get the lead in UpNest, and then I turn around and go on Nextdoor and I see if we're following each other. So that's another way to get, because what we want to do is we want to be people who know, like, and trust us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that familiar face. And then, so this was a great listing that I had. And then I did a bunch of, it was an assumable loan. So I went to her house, and I did a video on the assumable loan. We ended up getting 12 buyers approved out of that. So here I'm getting sellers and I'm getting buyers. All in my mark. Did I lose that?
And then this is just your personal page. This is not a business page.
This is not a business page.
You know, I got to tell you, I'm watching some of these comments, and it's phenomenal. Lori Cox says, I live in a 55 community, and we have several hundred seniors on Nextdoor out of our 1,509 homes in our community. This is a niche market. Another person, which I agree, Amy Parker said, you know, and I'm being honest, Nextdoor kind of makes me crazy because there's so many complainers and negativity. However, she sees the benefits, especially with seniors, and she's going to pay more attention. But how do we deal? Like, because I'm sure that you'll have comments on those posts. How do you deal with it?
Okay, so one of my posts, I created a post I've been highlighting a 55 and older community across the way from our area. And I said, who's interested in taking a tour with me? This is me at the community. And I got 3 ladies who want to sign up, or who signed up, got in my car, and I took them down to the community and signed them up at the new build. And someone posted on there, no, I could care less, or something like that. And I was like, okay, no problem. And I have fans now, right? I don't really get bad comments, but I did get this one comment, and someone then backed it up. JoEllen, thank you so much for sharing this community with us. I have so many friends that are moving up in the area, and if we didn't know about this, where are we going to go? Keep posting. If they don't like it, scroll by. But I don't get bad stuff. That was the only one thing. And I said, that's okay. I have my sneaky suspicion it was another realtor.
Yeah.
So, but for the most part, everybody's loving my content. I'm posting the 55 and older activity communities. I'm selling furniture for my clients on Nextdoor. I posted my marketing listing video. But look what I wrote. I love our beautiful area.
So you don't use the tag words as you were talking about before, like selling.
Yeah.
Seller is different.
Yeah, new to the market, come do this or whatnot. And now I've done open houses, and I'll say, oh, I'm having a fundraiser tonight at 325 Banana Street. Please stop by and bring a canned good or something. And then it's an open house, sushi and sake.
And so there's I highly suggest everybody start following her so you can get some great ideas in your area. But what else can you do in here? And somebody did ask, how do you put your name, pick, etc.? We already answered. She does. This is not a business account. She does use personal account for this. So I've seen a lot of that.
You want to put your real name. You want to put your real name. You want to put your address. And then in the profile, you can put, if whatever you do in the neighborhood. Like, see, mine says I'm a CASA volunteer. I'm also a Rotarian. I put digital marketer there. Hometown, I do put I'm a local realtor. And then, so the thing about Nextdoor, what they really like is that they want you to also make recommendations on other businesses. So recently we had a new bike park open. I did all the content there. This is really cool, is with Nextdoor, you can actually click on the post insights and it'll give you some data on how many people have viewed your post. Now, I live in a town of 25,000 people, a little more than 25,000 people. And sometimes I get like 16,000 views. So imagine I'm running into people at my little Safeway, my Rayleigh's, So if you live in a small town, this is, it's pretty easy to become recognized in your area. Let's see what else. I'm going to show you.
I do have somebody say, do you know if you're in 2 different states, how does that work? Do you know anything about that? Somebody did ask.
What do you like if you live in 2 different states?
If they live in 2 states, so they want to be able to do Nextdoor in both those states.
Yeah, I think you just have to, when you're in your whichever state, each house has to have like an address connected. So you're going to connect your address to where you live. So you should be able to do that. Let me know. I haven't heard of anybody do it, but when I lived in a different area, I had one over there, and now I have one here, and it just shows I think it still is one account actually, because it shows my different towns that I'm connected to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I love the badges, but going back to what you're talking about, the bike park that you did.
Yeah.
I always say to real estate agents, you've got to connect with your community. And that is a great community connection, especially when you go to something, whether it's a restaurant. I would love to see agents start doing senior discounts and going into a place and show what they have on that, at that level, or attending senior functions in their area, or bingo nights. What other? Okay, we'd love to. Let's see that video.
Okay, so this is a video, and it says community vibes. I love helping neighbors in our community with their estate sale, garage sale. I know how overwhelming it can be doing it on your own. From sorting what to keep, what to sell, and what to donate on top of the marketing. Reach out to me if you're considering a estate garage sale and need some help. I got like 2 DMs from that. So with that post, I have now created something new that I'll tell you about. So this was at, here's my marketing. That's my pop-up. That's my tablecloth. This is me pulling a generator that someone just bought. And then I make a Venmo card for them, bring out some snacks. And then this video is getting like, then that was my listing, part of my listing video. But the day of the estate sale, I'm now posting it on Nextdoor Live saying, hi, we're over here. We have our estate sale. Come out and see us today. Come grab a donut from us. Tell somebody. And then I go around taking a video of all the stuff that we have for sale. And this last client, they made $5,000 in 3 days.
And that helps when it comes to offsetting costs, either moving or going into something else that you need. It's hard,
Yeah,
it's really hard.
An estate will sell will charge 50% of their they'll charge 50%. And I'm like, if I can just be there to help you and market it and assist, I mean, that was value. And I charge full commission. But when I'm showing all the things that I'm doing, and some people they might say, I don't have the time to do this. Maybe it's not for everybody, but I know for sure it could be done. And I bring in sometimes my mentees and my teammates to help me with it.
And it's getting their names out as well.
Yeah, it's getting their names out. This was like the day of estate sale. Come on out, grab a donut. Here's the address. And now, I went to a listing appointment with one of my colleagues. It was a big property. Lady's been there for 40 years, 30 acres, and she's a house full of stuff. And he brings me over there and we're talking. And then I start showing her what I do. And the grandson was there. He's like, oh, I know you. I see you do this all the time out here for people. And I'm like, yes, really in my head.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people don't realize is that we deal a lot with the sandwich generation. And when you get that sandwich generation, in there, they're making the decisions as well. So yeah, it's nice when you can hit both sides of it.
Yeah. And so it gave me credibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, so you've seen me. And then my coworker was like, because he knows how I am with this. And it's showing that it's working. It's working.
Somebody wants to know, are there any concerns regarding safety issues in your personal address being out there?
I don't think, there could be. It's just up to you. I kind of don't look at like that. I protect myself. I don't know if they can actually see your address, to tell you the truth, but if I have donations brought to my house, like the canned good food drive, then people know where we live. I don't know.
It was just one of the questions that Linda Lewis had asked in the chat box. And I can understand. I guess it would all depend on where you're living and how you feel.
Yeah, right.
Or what have you. She's in a small town. Obviously, I'm in Los Angeles, so it'd be harder. However, that's when I would think, by the way, Linda, my thought on this would be possibly partnering up with a local business where they can drop stuff off at the local business, and the local business can also get maybe some business.
Yeah.
And you're putting the name out there for that local business. This person and myself are putting together, a canned good drive or a clothing drive. Maybe partner up with your elementary school for a pajama drive.
Yeah, I did a pajama drive. And again, I'm in a small town, so I did a pajama drive, and I want to get to the steps of these doors of these people's homes. That's what I'm doing. So I did that, the pajama drive. This was us passing forget-me-nots out, door knocking, inviting people to our estate sale. And then I made a funny comment: if you see us knocking, open the door, a honk, at us, just to break it up. Reviewing some restaurants. You can review restaurants. They love to see that. This is where we had a new listing come, and we created an event. Actually, it was pop on by for some popcorn. You can create events inside here, and you got to just be careful with your words. You got to be very passive.
So can you show us, like, if you were going to create an event or if you were going to create a post, Where do you
Yeah.
go to do that? I mean, I'm looking at it and it looks so familiar to Facebook. So I can assume that it's similar to the way you would post on a social media like Facebook.
Right. And so here's one event that my lender and I did close to our town where we did a first time home buyer seminar. We did that. So let's see. Let's go like we're going to post an event. Okay. So you find your little green, let's see, your green little post tab and sell. There's something you could sell on here or create an event. Okay, so you just click create an event and just say you wanted to do, you know, donuts and contracts or whatever it may be for first time home buyers. And then you just put you would get to click and add a cover page. So I would take a nice, you know, make a Canva picture or something, upload it, make it really bright. And then you enter your date and your time and then the location. And then if you have a video, you can add a video as well.
Okay. And so I see that for that post, it's not just an event, but you can post other things. Like I saw a poll. Have you done a poll before?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did a poll, and that's actually where the neighbor was being kind of snotty. Someone was being snotty towards me. And so I was like, oh, fine, never mind. But yeah, you can create a poll. Let's see. So you can thank a neighbor, poll, and you can post about safety. So if there's something going on in the neighborhood, you can make a quick post about that as well. And then right here's a drop down, and you can actually choose the area that you want your content to go out to or your post.
Do you typically hit anyone, or are you very specific on the Cambridge, Knollwood only area?
Yeah, it just depends. Sometimes I put anyone, like when I'm doing the estate sales and stuff like that. I do that. It just depends. If I'm door knocking right specifically here, I'll put that. So I'm just really, it just depends on what I'm posting. And then these are DMs that you get. These are your direct messages. I posted a video on the importance of getting a trust, and I got a comment that they needed my help. And I said, okay, great. And then I wrote them a little message, and then they sent me their email and everything. And now she's going to go in my newsletter, and now she's top, you know, I'm in her sphere.
And as we know, working with this demographics, it's not a fast sale. It's all about trust, and it's all about being that expert in your community. And they don't like when you're trying to sell to them. I mean, nobody does. Nobody wants to be forced, you know, to listen to somebody trying to do a sales pitch.
No, I know. And those people, so yeah, I'm actually bringing value. Like I'm always offering something. Oh goodness.
There's a question on the workplace live stream. I think we've covered this, but let me just make sure. There's a neighborhood that this person wants to move to. Is there any way to get involved through Nextdoor in that community without already living there?
Because they're going to be moving there.
They're going to be moving there.
Yeah, you should. Do you already have an address?
Does she have an address that she's moving to? If she has an address, she could just put it in as the address.
Yeah.
Okay.
Specifically here, I'll put that. So I'm just really, it just depends on what I'm posting. And then these are DMs that you get. Oh, why am I? Your direct messages. Where's that coming from? Video on the importance of getting a trust. These are DMs that you get.
Sorry.
Oh, why am I? Direct. You're muted, Heather.
I said, sorry about that. Interesting. I got to tell you, it's so interesting to see how much, first of all, how much Nextdoor is really being used. It's kind of like a sleepy little social media area.
Yeah.
Looking at the comments on this Zoom call, most of us are not using it to its potential, obviously. And I just signed up for it. And I'm like the social media, everything. So I love it. Now, talking about social media, how do you get them from a Nextdoor to, because I'm noticing your numbers on Instagram and on Facebook and a lot of other things, you're in the thousands, like you're already verified as a real estate agent on Instagram. So she's got the little blue check mark. If anybody wants to go follow her, because all the stuff she also integrates over on Instagram. And I'm just wondering how you're taking these people and not also getting them onto the other side of social media.
You know what? So like my seller, yeah. So I do get in there. They do follow me, and I do once they're in here. Sometimes on my videos, it'll have my little Instagram handle on there. And so I see them going over there, but I really convert a little off of here. And I feel now I'm making this like my Instagram. So there's no need for them to even go to Instagram, especially my demographics really doesn't use Instagram, or if they do, they just have it on their phone. They're not really like actively checking it or looking at it. But here's the sweet sellers, post I put. These sweet sellers, friends of mine love to have pizza. I was able to get them their last pizza before they made their move down to Southern California. So it shows, and then I ask everybody, please help me in wishing them all the best in this new chapter. So I'm getting people to not engage on, their move, and, 24 comments, 27. And it's basically all about getting people engaging with you and your content. And I think this year it went pretty fast, although it took me a little bit to build it out because I really didn't know. I knew I had the thought and I knew I had all the ideas. And now this year I was able to look back and then start kind of asking for the business and then getting it. So
what do you find to be one of the most engaging type of posts within Nextdoor? Are they are they the ones that you're doing garage sales for?
Yeah.
Are they the ones where you're doing like come buy free, or come bring a can? I mean, is there specific ones that you find are getting more engagement than others?
Yeah, I would say like the community work that I'm doing, like these videos for Rotary, like at the local fair, come out and see us, the community work, the fundraisers, the food any recommendation. When you start recommending people, they usually get on there. The estate sales.
It just kind of gives us an idea about it, about like what we're, where to go, what to do, what we can. I mean, it's a lot of information. And so to where do we start? And so that's why I was saying, like, look at some of these posts and maybe see what are the popular ones and start with something that is going to be.
Start making food recommendations. You can also reshare other people's posts. So let's say somebody's doing like a fundraiser, you can repost the fundraiser. I taught a girl down in LA. We've been doing actually did my first presentation with her a couple of weeks ago. And she reshared a school that was looking for some kind of items, and she reshared the post. Someone saw that was actually moving from the Bay Area to her town, and now they're connected. And so you can literally just reshare this post.
So somebody wants to know, in your opinion, is there a benefit in using personal account instead of a business account?
Business account, I believe they want you to pay for ads. And I've done a lot of research. And I've been reading all the comments of the people that pay for the ads, and they're not getting any success from it at all. So
thank you for your feedback on that, because that's a good one. But
yeah,
I would think you wouldn't want to pay for ads when you're doing stuff like this. And hearing how much it's generating for you in sales and how much your name's out there, as well as what you're nurturing and what's in the hopper right now, it seems like you wouldn't have to go chasing after
if you read those guidelines and you follow those guidelines and you walk that line, you can really have a big impact and get a lot of business. But that would be the learning curve, would be to study how you're posting and the definition of a passive message,
Exactly. Yeah. Because with Nextdoor, they don't want you really going on there and posting your business yourself, right? They don't want you going on there, hi, I'm a local realtor. They consider that's like all spammy stuff. However, if you've sold a home in such and such neighborhood, you can now ask your old seller to write a review for you on the Nextdoor app. And then you turn around and you take that Nextdoor review and you share it to your page. So I would go in and ask, if you have clients that are on Nextdoor, maybe even start asking clients to create a Nextdoor for us, because if that's where we want to get our build our name and our reputation. But this was the purse drive that I did. And then I go in and I thank all the neighbors who helped me donated to the cause. I got Women's History Month that month. I throw a lot of events as well. This was that house that I got with my first one that I got on here. And let's see what else. And then, so I did some open house stuff, trying to invite them. Some get through, some don't. I just changed my verbiage now. Come say hello and take a tour.
Is there a list of like those no words out there, or like key not gonna happen kind of words that we should be? I mean, obviously the word selling, we like sellers. But is there like somewhere where we can go where like, those words are kind of red flags of things? Because some of us do have a hard time trying to find verbiage. I
would be careful of like my new listing, or look at this, and instead of, if you have a video, post it on what a beautiful day it was in Sleepy Hollow neighborhood or something, and then you just get it all, and then it shows up there. Just really passive. That's what all I could say is just be passive. Don't try to go on there and ask for the business right away. Has anybody heard of a rumor of anybody wanting to sell in the neighborhood? I have some sweet clients that are looking up this way. That's not currently on the market. Have you heard a rumor? You're not like, hey, I'm looking for a house here for a client, or what I mean, like, look, you could say sweet friends. You can even say sweet friends. They don't know if they're our clients or a family member. You can even say a family member.
I love the neighborly help offered, like those are, again, I'm going to tell everybody, just go follow JoEllen. And this is the one that I some of those words and tweak them for your own and fit it into your own, because why recreate the wheel when somebody's doing it and it's being successful? And by the way, if anybody copying whatever I do or Eve or whatever we do, it's a compliment. I don't take offense to it. I find it as a compliment. At least it's working for people. And so why recreate it for yourself, and why redo the wheel when it's already being done? So JoEllen, I'm going to follow you. And now I am going to be the Nextdoor queen over in Florida.
And then we got to get on. Yeah, we got to do this. Like, this is huge. Then also just do it in your style, but just be actively in there posting food. Share pictures of your dogs. People love that. They have like an animal, like a cat or a puppy, or say hello to Roger this morning, or you're a golfer. I was out at the local golf course today. Look at my swing, just post stuff. Good morning, neighbors. I hope everyone's doing good. Just give them a sweet message, because the idea is that you want your face to just keep popping up, because then they're going to see you at Safeway or your local markets, your local restaurant. They might run into you, or your door knocking and, oh, hey, yeah, I saw you, Roger. I saw you on Nextdoor the other day. Or, hey, neighbors, I'm going to be spreading some seeds around the neighborhood today. Open your door, and then show the little seeds, like the sprouts, what are they? Forget-me-nots.
Yeah, the forget-me-nots. I love this.
This one I just posted today. And this is going to be like this is my lead sorry guys, my lead magnet. So what I found is that people in the area need help with garage sales, decluttering. They don't have any helpers. I have gone many of times, which I love, going to assisted living, the communities, and I will do a pop-up, like make a drink or an ice cream sundae party for them or whatnot. But now I'm going to actually invest my volunteer hours into my community, helping the seniors who need to declutter, downsize, host a Nextdoor estate sale. Okay. And I'm going to give them free hours for me to come help. And it says neighborly help offered. Okay. So I'm showing that I'm being neighborly. I'm giving community. I have some spare time during the week, and I'd love to offer a helping hand to any neighbors who might need assistance going through their belongings and organizing things they no longer need. Whether it's decluttering, organizing, or even helping you list items for sale, donation on Nextdoor. I'm here to lend a hand and put in some volunteer hours here in our community. Together, we can create a plan and make our living space more enjoyable. If you or someone you know could use some support in this area, please don't hesitate to reach out. Let's make our neighborhood an even better place to live by supporting one another. Share with a neighbor who could use a helper. And then this is the video. Can we hear it?
No, we can't. No, it's unmute.
But it's.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Gosh, that's overwhelming.
Want to
right
make
now
sure
with so
Nextdoor
many
didn't
things
do
in it
that to
you
me.
don't know what to do.
There you go.
Okay. I'm your look. Come on. Oh, it's mute again. Sorry, guys.
And your local realtor,
No.
but I'm also a
That
neighbor
was
who
an old one.
loves to
So
help.
that one didn't get on. That one did not get posted. But I had my editor tweak it and this one got posted. Wait. Did they not post it? That's interesting. Or maybe they did post it. It's on there because I had my editor go back and fix it and get rid of the word realtor.
Oh, because again, another trigger word I'm taking, like with
Yeah.
certain things. Okay, so somebody did ask a couple things. Do you post on Nextdoor more than you do on Facebook? And are you doing personal stuff on Facebook, or are you posting the same to both?
Yeah, so I do both. This one I didn't post on Facebook because I just want to put it right, put it in the neighborhood. But I should start taking these two and running ads behind them through Facebook, and just targeting my neighborhood.
I am your local realtor, but I'm
I guess they
also
let
a
this
neighbor who loves to help and assist other neighbors. Do you have a garage that's overwhelming right now with so many things in it that you don't know what to do? Or even a room in your house that you're just like, what am I going to do with all these things? Well, I know you should call me because I'll help you put a plan in place, whether to let it go, donate it, or sell it. And did you know the Nextdoor app is a great place to let go and sell things? Yes, we can mark it right here on Nextdoor and recycle, repurpose the things that you no longer need that somebody else may be yearning for. So go ahead, reach out to me. Let's set up a date. I'll come take a look and then we'll put out a plan in place and start tackling one room at a time. Hey neighbor,
So I just did that today. And I figure as long as I'm just getting the stuff, they're just seeing my face. And when I go to their doors or wherever, I'm gonna get the knock knock. Come with me.
So I do have, we're coming up on the last few minutes, and I would love to open up a mic for people to ask questions rather than myself or Eve, asking the questions for people. So Archie, can you open up your mic or come online and talk? Because we'd love for JoEllen to hear your question. Are you out there? Here he is.
Can't hear.
I think you might be muted, Archie.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he is. He must have his volume up.
Huh. Okay. Dana, can you open your mic and talk, please?
Yeah, I'm just wondering, I live in Peoria, Arizona is a neighboring community to like the greater Phoenix area. And there's millions of people here. Aren't you afraid, or do you ever get more people responding, especially to things like, do you want some help decluttering? Like way more people than you can handle, because I can literally see that happening here. You open that up and people are gonna.
Yeah, and you know what? I'll definitely set boundaries, and I might next time, what I've done before when I created the ad to take some people to the new community, I said, hurry and get on the list because the list is filling up. So probably tomorrow or the next day, I'm getting some responses, and then create like a cutoff, and some urgencies.
Yeah. And then do you ever, just as a follow-up to that, are you ever concerned for your safety in going to people's homes because again, my community is not a small community and you have to be careful. So
Yeah.
how do you manage that?
Yeah, so what I would do is I would go and meet them, have my husband go with me or somebody. Usually I'll bring a mentee or a team member. I'm already kind of gonna know who they are. If they don't have real information on their Nextdoor, like it's a fake stock picture or something seems off, I'm not gonna just go to their house. I'm gonna vet them before. I'll get on the phone with them, see where they live, what's their address, and I'll do all my research. But yeah, I mean, I feel like, we go to open houses too. We got to be safe. I mean, everywhere we just got to be safe. I'd also probably bring another team member to come help me knock out the things. I have mentees that I mentor, and a lot of them, I put them on my deals if they help me with the projects, and then they're able to get through that really fast. They're 3 that they have to do. But yeah, I mean, definitely we always got to be aware. Right now, I'm not at that place where safety obviously is a concern, but I'm not overwhelmed with business just yet. But when I will bring in people.
The other thing with what she was saying, with that being said, is that everybody's area is different.
Yeah.
We all live in a different community, and we all have to figure out how to navigate our own communities. However, again, going back to what JoEllen has done and how she has created this niche on Nextdoor has been amazing for the senior home ownership. And it's a place for them to go. That's safe. You're going to see pretty much when she's talking about, I'm going to assume by their profiles, you can look at their profile and see like what kind of comments they're making,
Yeah.
or if they've posted anything.
Mhm.
Preferably, I'd be working. I mean, and this is just me talking it out before I start working with people on Nextdoor, is that I would vet them through that way. I would look again, like it's like Facebook kind of. I would look and see what kind of comments they're making. Do I really want to engage with a person that's making snarky comments and that is really a pill online? Because behind closed doors, I would even worry even more for my safety.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
I'm definitely doing that. I'm going on their page and I'm looking at what are they posting, because you actually can see what they're commenting on and how they're engaging, and you can see if they're,
Well, can you make certain groups and the people that you've connected with over time just send that offer to that group?
Yeah, you totally can do that. This one I just did the other day. It was a video on my trust and probate, and like, the tips on why you need a trust. And right away, I got somebody that said, JoEllen, we need your help. She's this really nice lady that's been following me for a while. And so we just started having a private conversation. But also what you can do is when people start liking your stuff, you can like see who it is and then go pull them up. Here's Lucy Bell in the Fairchild Village. It usually tells you what area they live in. And then
I love that you can see when they became a member.
Yeah. And then
I love that you can see the date of their membership and about them.
How long they've lived there. And then you can say connect. And now you want to like get them in your little sphere, so that they can see you. I just have a feeling, I mean, I'm so obsessed with this and what I've already made out of it and what I can see is coming. I mean, I'm going to be that top realtor in the next couple of years, maybe a year. I mean, I'm already doing really good because the other agents don't want to utilize this platform, and I'm willing to teach everybody, but that's fine. It's up, it's up to them, but it's untapped.
Okay, so I agree with you. One other thing, because I'm sure a lot of people on here are like, how do you get your content? I see the videos that you're putting out. I know that you're using Canva. By the way, if you, everybody on this call, if you are not using Canva, it is a dream. We've done a class about Canva, happy to do another class or happy to show you the videos that we've done on Canva. Very simple and easy. However, when it comes to like posting and stuff, are you using AI tools? Are you?
This is ChatGPT. I just tell ChatGPT what I'm doing, where I live, that I want to offer this type of service. And then they just help me write it out. And I go in and tweak it a little bit and add a couple of words, that I would use. But yeah, I do a lot of ChatGPT because it's just making it so much easier for me. And just, I talk to it like it's my assistant. And yeah.
How often are you posting on Nextdoor on a daily basis? Are you on a daily basis?
maybe like every other day, depending on like if I'm going to write a review. I think I really want to start dialing in like a really good calendar schedule. Like, so Tip Tuesday was the tip on the trust. And then I also did a recommendation 2 days ago for a small business owner. So I'm trying to do, recommendations, and then some educational, and then maybe some
So you're sprinkling it with
Yeah.
a little of this, a little of that, and kind of making it an umbrella of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's not so directed into one specific thing.
Right. And then so pretty soon I'll start my food drive again, then I'll do a Christmas drive. So then I'll start asking I'm just going to emulate exactly what I did last year, the events. So
And
I'll
I'm
do-
noticing that you've got partnerships with people in the community. So you're doing stuff with them.
Yeah. Yeah, I have partnerships. Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, well, JoEllen, we're kind of running out of time. I want to thank everybody for coming to join us today, especially JoEllen Brooks, who no relationship, but I do feel like I'm related to her because over the years we've talked a lot. But
Yeah.
JoEllen, I love this information that you brought to us. I truly enjoyed minus all the computer glitches and that you
I'm
had to
sorry
do
about that. Yeah.
off of your personal account. Honestly, don't worry. But these gold nuggets, every time we do these types of Zoom calls, I love the gold nuggets that we get from the people that we have. But the best part is that because we're all nationwide, we can all use it in our own areas. So it's kind of nice when you see somebody excelling at something and doing so well at it, be able to give us that information. So I
you know what
can't thank you.
One more thing that I did too was I did, because we have an assisted living community right in my neighborhood. And I went to the assisted living community. I said, I want to throw an event for you and I want to do this. And so what we did was we did a modification class to make home modifications at home with an accessibility safety guide. And I went around door knocking all the people, and I got a lot of attendees to come into the assisted living community. So that was huge. So think about those things when you're posting on Nextdoor. Could you talk about the sensors, the accessibility, the new devices that are coming out that people don't know about, the 55 and older communities, just sharing stuff to educate the neighbors in the community on senior technology or whatever it is.
Yeah. One of the biggest ones, we do have Victor Hugo that wants to ask a question, but I'm just going to say one of the largest classes that I've hosted that I get probably a sold out, I call them shows, but I get a sold out show is senior scams. I partner up with somebody from our FBI department that deals with senior scams that comes in, somebody local. It's got to be somebody local from the federal department that comes in and talks about senior scams. ARP has a division as well, and they'll come out and put on community events, but that's one that's a really big
Take those videos that you've made, and I've already have them on Instagram, and repurpose them into here. Because it's not talking about real estate, you're just sharing the information.
So, Victor Hugo, can you undo your mute and just ask a question?
Certainly. Thank you very much. You hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Oh, good. Sorry, my accent. I am sorry that I'm late, but I'm very interested. Definitely, you are appealing to the demographics that I'm interested in. I want to work with empty nester, and I decided that earlier on when I started as a realtor, but I haven't done much after door knocking and some magazines that I send. I haven't done much, but I am curious. Why Nextdoor? What is on Nextdoor that other platforms doesn't have, and why do the demographics are more targeted? How comes Nextdoor is such a platform that seniors or people close to retirement age are navigating going to?
That's really good question.
Yeah, for me, it's because I want to be Nextdoor fame. I want to be famous. I want to be the realtor that everyone goes to. And I feel this is the quickest way for people to get to know me, like me, and trust me. And it's also a way for me to kind of give back to the community. I love working with seniors, but I also am getting people who are just retiring, they're like in their early 60s. So it's a way to be hyper local. Instagram is a far reach. Not everybody is on Instagram. Facebook, you don't know if you're getting the right. You can't see if they're really your demographics right there, what they're doing. They might just be viewing you, not doing much. But with Nextdoor, I can see what neighborhood they're in, where they live. I go to I have an open house now. I say, oh, are you on Nextdoor? Oh, yeah, I'm on Nextdoor. Oh, me too. I just recently posted about this. Oh, I saw that post the other day. That was so funny. Now they're going to connect me, the girl at the open house, the realtor, the Nextdoor. So it's just making me more hyper local. What is like a big, a little fish.
You're targeting a specific market, which is your home area.
Yeah.
Through Nextdoor, where I get it, because Facebook, all your social media posts, your friends are seeing, but you're reaching to millions of people that are on it, and narrowing it down through Nextdoor. That's only your neighborhood, like your local area that you are. The other, I do have you used the AD function and your thoughts? I don't know.
Oh, what's the AD function?
John Chang, you want to open up and ask an AD function? But if there's a function with ads, ads. Have you used the ads function?
I've spent
ads. Sorry,
I've spent zero money, and I've closed 2.4 million in transactions. Like, I've spent zero money, and I'm fostering 6 sellers right now that are pretty. I've spent no money on ads. And I did a lot of research on the ads, and I went and looked at all the comments that people were making about the ads and how they had paid for this. And the way Nextdoor was responding, you could tell it wasn't very good. So
also, Amy Parker wants to know your formal presentation that was supposed to come tonight, that was supposed to happen tonight with your.
Yeah, I could send that.
Could you send it? Because then I can post it for everybody to see, so they can just have a better idea of what's
absolutely. It's a Canva and it goes through the steps. Yeah, I can definitely send it. And I'm going to be working on an ebook too. So when that's ready, I can send it out some way to everyone.
I like that idea, an ebook.
Yeah. For everybody that's on here, go follow JoEllen. If it's on Instagram, you'll see she's verified with the blue check mark. This is also on her Instagram, but and follow her on Nextdoor, because
and then just start going on Nextdoor, just start connecting with people, start posting, start resharing. And then next thing you know, I want to hear the success stories, because I know it's going to be amazing. So make sure, we should probably create like another little group.
We'll do another one. And Lori Cox, by the way, just chimed in. She's like, she used to do ads, not worth it. Just being an active resource gets you good insights. So thank you, Lori, for backing that one, because most of us are all about paying for leads and stuff. I mean, this isn't being used. It's not being utilized. You're right. It's not being utilized the way it should.
And these seniors need our help. Like I said, the pain points are, what do we do with all this stuff? Who do we call? And if you start showing this content that you're doing, and now they see it, they're like, oh, and they're going to pay you full commission because you're doing, all the work, and it's not that bad.
This is Lori, and I actually got a phone call. I was driving up to Hillsborough today, the back way through the mountain, and I got a phone call from somebody who walks by my house, because I live in the 55 community. And he says, I don't think we've actually met, but you'll recognize me and the dog. You waved at me a few times. He goes, but I'm an elder at the Presbyterian Church, and we just inherited a house, and we've got a huge family issue going.
Here's how to change to landscape mode in Canva.
And I know, he said, I know that you do probates and wills and estates. So can you help us? And that was off of Nextdoor.
See, there you go. Now, you know what you do is you have them, as soon as you help them, you have them go in and write a raving review recommendation for you. And then it's just going to keep going.
Yeah, somebody just said they get daily messages from Nextdoor updating them on the day's neighborhood messages. So your area is still you can still see messages that you're putting up, whether they're friends with you or not, which makes it nice. It's free advertising. John Chang, why don't you open up and just ask JoEllen how to do this?
I'm sorry.
I'm brand new. I just signed on to Nextdoor before.
Sure.
couple days ago.
I just,
and learned
so
it.
on Nextdoor, how do I follow you? Do I just connect with you, or how do I follow you to see what you're doing, I guess?
Yeah, so you just type my name in at the very
Right.
top of the search next door.
Right. I
Joelle,
found you.
you found me? Okay, Joe, and then you just hit connect.
Okay. So just press connect. Okay.
Yeah, you press connect. And then also in Nextdoor too, when you click the little search, it'll say search Nextdoor. When you click the search Nextdoor, you can actually click on other little icons like check your home value. And you can kind of look at what people are doing in there and who are these other companies that are using it. But they're not being authentic. They're just posting their business stuff. So people aren't really getting to know them. But you can look at different things like for recommendations as far as service providers go. Yeah, so what I would do is just take that information, and if you're working other leads sources, maybe you have a Redfin lead or a Zillow lead or somewhere, and maybe they're close to where you live, go into the Nextdoor and look for them if they're on there and connect with them, because now you're going to just start popping up.
Every time you have something going.
I have
Well,
another question.
Yeah, sorry. go.
So do you have both a business Nextdoor profile and a regular profile?
Just a regular,
Okay.
just a personal.
So should I delete my, because I created two profiles, one for myself and one for my real estate. So
Yeah,
should I
yeah, I
just
would.
get rid of the other one basically?
Yeah, I would get rid of the other one because by posting on your personal one, they're going to get to know that you're a realtor because you're going to share something about a sweet seller. I don't know. You're going to share something really neat that they're going to be able to know you're a realtor. But you can also put in your profile that you're a realtor.
Right, which I did. But I've noticed that when I put stuff on the personal posting of like, I just closed the house or something, they like delete those things.
Okay, because it's the wording.
Well, it's not just the wording. I've been a moderator on it since they opened in our area. And there's an algorithm that's now developed. It's not just up to the moderators anymore like it used to be. So the algorithm, like she said, will catch certain words. But I personally have a business page plus the personal, and pretty much my whole niche market knows both. But the other thing is, if you have the business page, I almost every year get picked as a professional favorite.
Oh, so maybe that's a good idea then. That's some great insight that I didn't have.
Thank
See,
you.
this is the best part about Zoom, when we can all talk and open, ask these questions, because we're all learning with social media, and specifically this demographics, what's working, what's not. I do know somebody keeps asking, why is this area with in this, why is curious why Nextdoor audience is more mature in age than most, and that is a good question, but you're seeing this
I'm seeing
return on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing all different. There's young people on there, new moms, families going through divorces, asking for help. There are people on there that they'll get you to they need help in the neighborhoods. But it's all different. But I just feel there is a big senior community.
It's also neighborly.
And neighborly, very neighborly.
It's very neighborly. And so, and it was set up to when it was first set up, it was set up to target the individual tiny neighborhoods in big communities.
Right.
And so I know with our HOA, we have to keep reminding people it's not the HOA's page, it's the community page. And because they like to bitch and moan about the different HOAs. But
yes,
I always tell my clients when they ask me about the community, because I've lived here 18 years, and I always tell them, it's like every church, every family. You've got that 1% vocal minority, and who you avoid at Christmas.
Yeah. Any negative Nancy's, I just keep my head straight doing what I'm doing my estate sales, my garage sales, my community service, my fundraisers. And at the end of the day, then it also helps my business. So.
Yeah. Well, JoEllen,
okay, can you join more than one neighborhood?
Yes, you can.
Okay, like
it should be like
neighborhood and my neighborhood, and I wanted to be in both.
Well, it will give you an option. So when you get ready to post, it'll ask you which neighborhoods you would want to post in. And so I'm not sure what it will give you because you have to actually enter your address in where you live, and it'll give you like the surrounding area. So like I actually get like 2 other towns around my surrounding area.
Okay, so I could put in her address one time and then go back and do my address. But
Who's
what
her,
I
like
was
your mom or somebody?
yes.
Oh yeah, you want to cover your mom's area and yours? Yeah, you'd have to set it up probably in your mom's name. Or you can try. Yeah, you can try that, see what it says. Somehow I don't know exactly what the back end is, how they know if you actually live in that area. So, but I would try.
You know,
It used to be, as moderators, we actually confirmed the address, but now the AI algorithm is doing that. So I would recommend putting your mother's name on it, maybe your mother and your name. It has to have the person that actually lives in the house. Otherwise, they can kick you.
Okay, but I live
I
in
love
both
the
houses
insights.
actually.
Thank you for that.
Okay.
So Lori, are you going to use this platform this way? I mean, are you already doing that or?
Yeah, I've been doing it for several years. I love it. And it's part of what has given me, in fact, kind of an interesting situation happened. My youngest son had parked his huge 40-foot motorhome on my side yard. I own half of a dead end yard. And all of a sudden, one of the negative Nellies got on there and said, is anybody noticing Lori Cox has a great big motorhome that's been there more than 72 hours? And I was amazed. I was out in Hillsborough at the time with the client, and my sister called me on the way home and said, when you get home, after you finish dinner, look at Nextdoor. And so I did. And by the time I got on, like 20 people had jumped on and said, mind your own business. You're always stirring trouble. And it's not there permanently. Her son's visiting. I mean, all these people. And it was just like, oh my gosh. But that was just because I built a relationship in the neighborhood over the years.
Yeah, I walked into a party one night with my husband's when we're new to our area. And some lady, it was the daughter-in-law's mom, and I only met her once. She said, JoEllen, I saw all that on Nextdoor today. Oh my goodness, I had to screenshot it and send it to Emily. And she lives in a local nearby town. And I looked at my husband like, you know, Nextdoor.
People start coming up to you like you're their best friend.
Yeah, so
you just have to roll with it. And I say, tell me your name again, because I don't always remember.
Yeah, no, that's what's happening. Like, and that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I envision. That's what I manifest. I mean, that's what I want.
So do you also do Facebook as well, or just Nextdoor?
Yes.
Or
yeah, I do Facebook as well. When I do get a listing and I do an estate sale, I do show, me out at that estate sale, and I post it in all the Facebook chat groups, getting more eyes on me and what I'm doing. So yeah, I utilize all the platforms.
how often do you post?
Oh gosh, I probably post every day.
Okay, so by the way, I know you kind of came in a little late, but we had already gone through all this and we're running over. I've got
I'm so
people
sorry.
in, it's okay. We have people on the East Coast that I kind of I feel bad because they're probably needing to get to dinner.
Yeah.
But JoEllen, thank you for all of your insight. We are going to do another Nextdoor because clearly we all want another Nextdoor. So we will put together another Nextdoor. We will also be putting together another Canva because I've had a couple people direct message me for Canva. So we'll get a Canva going. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll get you the presentation, and then you're going to EXPCon, right?
No, I won't be there.
Oh, I'll be there. I'll be at EXPCon.
Well, let's reach out and so we can all meet up.
So if you guys are, Victor's going to be there. So if you guys are, please go say hi to JoEllen. I truly appreciate it. And my name is Heather Brooks from EXP Seniors Network, and Eve Hill. She's somewhere.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, everybody.
And the recording
we both have the
tomorrow.
recording up. So if you did drop off, there is a recording. Do not worry. I will also have JoEllen give us the slideshow. So we'll post that as well. Thank you and good night.
Good night, everybody.